In what looked like a ho-hum 34-10 victory for Ohio State against hapless Purdue, we learned some things about the Buckeyes. Among them, just how good Julian Sayin still is and just how little they need Carnell Tate against all, Purdue. What's up, kid folk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If you're into that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer question in the comments below. Is Ohio State still your number one team, or is Ohio State still your number one team? There's a large chorus that was coming out of Indiana about who the number one team should be. Same chorus could be heard in College Station about A&M, who's currently in a fight with Missouri. But I also want to talk about some things that, well, usually get talked about in the comments, and I don't really engage, but I just can't resist this time. Okay, number one, yes, I realize Ohio State didn't give up a TD until the waning minutes of the fourth quarter when they had the third string on. Congratulations. You too watched this game on the Big Ten Network. Another thing I want to get out of the way. Yeah, Jeremiah Smith had 10 catches for 137 yards, and it was very, very quiet when talking about where the other half of the dynamic duo was, as we saw all of these graphics about Jackson Smith and Jigba and Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson and Marvin Harrison Jr. and Carnell Tate. Wait, where's Carnell Tate? Well, if you watch this show, you'll know that RJ mentioned he might not play, and he didn't. What Ryan Day said going into the locker room was that he looked and felt tight during pregame, and they decided to sit him out for this one. And you know what? It's cool because, as my homie says, they still got the white Power Ranger out there. Tommy's still making it happen, and he did. 10 catches for 137 yards, and there was nothing that Purdue could do about it. Like, they would bracket him, they would double him. He'd still get open. And Julian Sayin goes for another ho-hum 300 yards passing. He threw the interception in the red zone. He'd want to have that one back. And you know what? Purdue played well. They played to their level. They played good Purdue football. But when you got the kind of personnel that Ryan Day has, that Brian Hartline has, that Matt Patricia has, you can play your best football and still get beat by, 3 digits, which is kind of the point here. So now that we've seen Ohio State move to 9-0, and we saw Indiana just barely move to 10-0, let's have this discussion about, well, who really does have the best team. Now, interestingly enough, both of these programs played without their number 1B or 1A, depending on how you want to look at it. For Ohio State, that'd be Carnell Tate, and for Indiana, that'd be Elijah Surratt. Omar Cooper played a tremendous and pivotal role in Indiana getting its win against Penn State today, and of course, I just mentioned to you what Jeremiah Smith was capable of doing. Also in there, you might take a look and add that, hey, didn't they both play Penn State? Isn't that a thing that happened? Isn't it that Ohio State played a cupcake schedule? Isn't this the same Ohio State team that beat Penn State 38-14? Isn't this the same Indiana team that need to come back late, real late, to get a win against Penn State 27-24? I mean, look, if you want to play the game of who beat who and by how much at this point with those two teams, go right ahead. The number one team and the number one team are Ohio State and Indiana, respectively, and they are ranked accordingly and right where they should be. They're 2 of the 3 undefeated teams left in this sport. BYU took a loss to Texas Tech earlier today. A&M's the only undefeated team left in the SEC. If things continue as they might, Ohio State should be undefeated going to the Big Ten Championship, and so should Indiana. However, if you are an Ohio State fan, you know that there's that one game at the end of the season that you have not won since 2019. And Michigan will also know that that is a game that they have won every year since 2021. So, knowing all of that, it's too early to start counting chickens down at Ohio State, but it is about staying healthy and getting as many guys opportunities to make plays as possible, because the one thing that you have, if you're Ohio State or even Indiana to that degree, is depth. You have depth. You have healthy players that can play and play well, and the more experience you get those healthy players, the better off you're going to be when it comes time to play deep into the season and or you come up with some injury. Like we saw a new right tackle start for Ohio State today. Nobody else was paying attention to this. But again, it started out the way you would expect it to. And I think that there's somebody in there that's trying to say, didn't they start slow against Purdue? Hey, dog, if we're going to do the start slow thing, okay, sure. Did Indiana start fast against Penn State? Yeah, they did. They were out 20-7. Again, we can belabor this point and we can beat this horse until it is dead, and then, well, after it is dead for some time. But I prefer to look at it this way. Are they undefeated? Okay, which one is the defending champ? Is it Ohio State? Because I still think it's Ohio State. It's Ohio State, right? Okay, so what is Kurt Cignetti's record against Ohio State? No, not his overall record, which is outstanding. Not his record in Big Ten play, which is outstanding. Just Ohio State. That one time they played. Is it a beatdown? Because I think it's a beatdown. Is it a beatdown? It's one beatdown. Ryan Day is 1-0. Okay, cool. Just making sure we all on the same page there, because that's still something Indiana has to prove. Also, which one of these teams has won a college football playoff game? Is it still Ohio State? Is Indiana still looking for one? Okay. Did Indiana lose to Notre Dame? Yeah. I know Notre Dame was national title runner-up, but you know what else Notre Dame lost to? Directional Illinois. And it was so bad that earlier today, Britannica decided to say the quiet part out loud. Go to the Instagram account for Britannica, the encyclopedia, and they went out of their way to say, no, this is not real. I mean, this is not fake. This is real. Notre Dame did lose to Northern Illinois and did pay them $1.4 million. I'm like, yo, Britannica said, hey, Notre Dame, bring your ass outside. Bring them hands. Come outside. Like, the Britannica said, what's up? What's up, Fighting Irish? And I'm like, yo, when you got Britannica coming out here, banging on your front door, standing out on your porch, staring in your ring camera saying, what's good now, fam? You better go stomp a mud hole in Navy today and walk and try. But that's a team to beat Indiana. All right? Like, that's where we at now. So until such time as Indiana, Ohio State get to play, and I sure as hell hope it is in the Big Ten championship, and I sure as hell hope they're both undefeated, let's just keep it as it is, man. Like, I still think that the two teams in the Big Ten are better than A&M, which makes them better than anything that the SEC has to offer. Now, again, A&M is pretty good, but A&M has been they have been irrelevant the last 2 years. 2 years. And right now, A&M feels to me like Tennessee did in 2022, right before they played Georgia. It's like, it's a paper number 3. What do y'all be saying in the comments? Paper tiger, right? It might be. It might not be. They got to play Texas at the end of the season, so they got their own battle to face over there. And Texas, I think, is a more talented football team. And that 41-40 win, also Notre Dame at the crux. Like, for a GDI that we allowed to come to the frat party, we be treating Notre Dame like they was online with us, and we really need to stop. We need to stop doing that. The dudes that was online with me forever and ever, amen. Their wives, their children, their children's children, they got me forever, right? That y'all be allowing us to treat Notre Dame like this. I would say make Notre Dame join the damn conference, but they doing exactly what they want to do, and that's something else entirely. Point there is, Ohio State's 1, Indiana's 2. Keep it as it is.